shameful behavior of our colleagues during the Enugu State NMA election, which has brought public opprobrium to the entire body of the noble profession of medicine in Nigeria and our association, the Nigerian Medical Association. The national leadership of our association is very distressed over the trending news on the print, electronic, and social media of the unrestrained activities of thugs that not only disrupted the election, but also caused violence that resulted in bodily harm to many of our law-abiding members, and therefore painting the revered profession and the association in bad light. I wish to state from the onset that what happened in Enugu during the Enugu disrupted election does not in any way reflect or represent the behavior and attitude of Nigerian doctors. It is a show of shame that ordinary state NMA election would result in monumental destruction of properties and social dislocation of the society, even at this time that we are at the forefront in the containment of COVID-19 pandemic in Nigeria. The event on Thursday, 6th August 2020 clearly portrayed a bad image of our noble profession. I wish on behalf of the National Officers Committee of the Association to publicly apologize to Nigerians and other nationals who have been disappointed at the behavior of some of our disgruntled elements during the Enugu State NMA election. While the association appreciates the passion of members and the desire to be actively involved in its activities, including the electoral process across the country, it is instructive to know that as the foremost professional body, we will not tolerate any act of violence and ugly behaviors in whatever form, and therefore what happened in Enugu is totally condemned in its entirety. Electoral violence in any form does not represent what the Nigerian doctor stands for, and it is therefore at variance with our noble conducts and values. Accordingly, arising from the National Officers Committee, the NOC meeting, a three-man fact-finding committee led by a past president of the association, Professor Mike Ozobe Ogrima MNI, with members including Dr. Agam Ayub, immediate past chairman of Cross River NMA, and Dr. Chris Yewan, past NMA chairman, Plateau State, as members. The attempts of reference include: 1, to investigate the immediate and remote causes that led to the disruption of the 2020 Enugu NMA election. 2, to identify all those involved in the disruption of the election process that culminated in the disgraceful act that brought the profession into disrepute. 3, to recommend actions to be taken that will avert future occurrences in Enugu State. The committee has 2 weeks to submit its report. As members of the noble profession, the leadership of the association cannot afford to stand by and watch such ugly behavior unbecoming of disgruntled members of our association. Using the relevant provisions of the association constitution, we shall ensure that discipline is restored not only in Enugu State, but also in all other branches of the association, so that our members will continue to exhibit the highest level of decorum expected of the Nigerian medical practitioners in all its affairs, including elections. What will happen in Enugu during the NMA election, I must say that even though an isolated case is totally unacceptable, however, reports coming to me from over 20 states where elections have so far been conducted indicate that they have been extremely peaceful. That is what is expected of the Nigerian doctor, and I commend them. In conclusion, we urge all the state branches of the NMA who are yet to conduct their elections to ensure that these values and unalienable rights of members are not eroded. Finally, I wish to again apologize to the Nigerian public for the unacceptable behavior of some of our members during the aborted Enugu State NMA. I thank you.